Hi everyone, welcome back to FVSD Life. My name's Branwyn. So for today's video I'll be talking to you about me living with Aspergers Syndrome, and next week I'll be talking to you about me being the product of an overdose of sodium valproate and how it's impacted on my life and my family's lives as well. So today, when I was about 7 years old, I was diagnosed with Aspergers Syndrome. If you don't know what Aspergers Syndrome is, it's on the autistic spectrum. And like autism spectrum disorder, it's a development disorder. So another thing is, with Aspergers Syndrome, you're more, I don't know how to describe it more, I don't really want to say higher functioning, but you're more, kind of more higher functioning as well. So, and with people with fetal valproate spectrum disorder, autism spectrum disorder is very, very common. I only know like a really small amount of people who don't have any kind of autism. And so like I said, when I was about 7 years old, I was diagnosed with Aspergers Syndrome. Growing up, especially with schools, I was very withdrawn. I didn't have many friends. I didn't really like to socialise with other people. I was more focused on routines and organisation and just getting work done, really. I was obsessed with books, I still am, and I didn't really play with many students when I was younger as well, really. In secondary school I did make a few friends, and to this day I have about like 2 or 3 friends that are like best friends that I still talk to on a day-to-day basis, but I do talk to other friends too. And so when it comes down to me and routine, it has to be like that particular day, time and stuff, and if it doesn't go to plan, I do panic, like really overly panic. And so one particular day I want to talk about is when I was going to a wedding and I was supposed to be getting a train to, I think it was to Berkhamsted or something, but the actual train said it was going somewhere else. I overreacted, to put it mildly. I was running up and down the station, talking to random people saying help me, help me, help me, and my mum was standing there going, but it's the same train, you just get off at a different stop. I was crying my eyes out. Eventually I calmed down, and mum did say to me, look, that is the train you're supposed to catch. And another things is with me going to hotels or going to concerts in particular, I do panic with timings, and what if I don't have this, what if I don't have that, and I have to look for my suitcase like 5 or 6 times before I leave the house. And even if I walk out the door, I go, do I have my passport? Do I have my ID? Do I have my, I don't know, clean underwear? Do I have socks? You know, it's just like those little things, even though they're definitely in my suitcase, I still like have to go over it over and over and over and over and over again. And so my sister, she's also got autism, but she was diagnosed in primary school because there was a paediatrician that would go in. And so I think that's really it, to be honest. I mean, another thing with Aspergers Syndrome is that you're brilliant at particular things, like particular subjects. Like it could be applied sciences, it could be computers, it could be gaming, it could be It could be maths, it could be English, it could be like anything, like especially people with autism as well in general. With me, I'm much better at reading, which is a weird one. I'm kind of good on a computer, I'm not the best. Quite a lot of people do say to me, you seem to be brilliant at this and you're really different to other people. And then when I say I've got Aspergers syndrome, I'm like, oh, okay, that explains a lot then. I'm like, yeah, okay. So yeah, I mean, it's complicated as well. I mean, with, I do have mental health issues, as you all know. Could it be linked to Aspergers syndrome? Possibly, I don't know. But it's going to, the mental health, it's always going to be there, especially with the anxiety. Yeah. I'm more organised, she says, with the background looking quite scatterbrained. Yeah, I'm more organised. If something is really, really messy and stuff, I just immediately go into shut down. Like, I literally cannot, I just pretend it's not there anymore and I just throw things all over the place. And my mum had to help me last week because I had a chest of drawers just sitting opposite my window for about 2 or 3 months, and mum was like, no, you can't keep living like that. And I said to her, I can't do it. I physically cannot do it. And she was there, she's like, well, I'll help you then. And so we sat down and we completely reorganised my bedroom, and which is fantastic. That's helped me big time. And my mum's been a huge help with my Aspergers syndrome as well. And I do have 2 particular books which the books that have helped me big time with understanding Aspergers syndrome is, one of them is this one, and it's called Freaks, Geeks and Aspergers Syndrome, a user guide to adolescence. And this was written by a young man named Luke Jackson, who also has Aspergers syndrome. I cannot begin to explain to you how much this has helped me to understand Aspergers syndrome, really. Honestly, I've related to this book on so many levels. Luke Jackson's read Goblet of Fire in one night, and so have I, to be honest. And yeah, he's had very similar challenges like me. And he's written another book called Sex, Drugs and Aspergers Syndrome, a user guide to adulthood. And this is also written by Luke Jackson. And this is another one which has helped me to understand Aspergers syndrome with adulthood. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't read it just yet, but knowing me, I'll read it in less than a day. I'm a major bookworm, major bookworm. So yeah, those are 2 books that's helped me to understand what Aspergers syndrome is and what it's like to live like in my head, if that makes sense. So yeah, I mean, I think that's it, to be honest. Oh, another thing is, which has really, really helped me big time, is when I really, really, like when I can't function properly, or if I feel overwhelmed or too much, like I just can't do this. My cats, they've helped big time. Just stroking them, they seem to know when I'm not feeling like myself, you know. They seem to pick up on that, and they come over and just say, you're alright, it's okay, it's just another day, mama, you'll get through it. And my mum, my sister, well, my family in general, they're incredible as well. So are my friends. So I do have some videos coming up in June, particularly on between the 7th to the 13th of June. I'll be doing videos for Carers Week. and I'm really looking forward to it because, well, I'm a carer and it helps us spread awareness of unacknowledged carers as well. And I'll be making 3 videos. I've made a pledge. I've made a pledge to make 3 videos which I'll put on YouTube. And yeah, so my pledge to you guys is if those 3 videos hit 1,000 views and if I hit 100 subscribers, I'll do an extra video, but I'll do 2 videos a week instead of 1. And so one video will be about fetal viral spectrum disorder, and the other video will be about me as a carer and how and how it affects my life. And yeah, so I'm gonna wrap that up, and I hope you're all staying safe. And next week I'll be talking to you about me being the product of an overdose and how it's impacted on my life and how I feel about it and how it's impacted on my family's lives. And yeah, so alright you guys, thanks for watching, stay safe, bye.